In the Halo universe, there exists a quantum repository of knowledge that spans the entire known universe, containing the collective knowledge of eons. The domain's true age is impossible to quantify, although it is stated to hold 100 billion years of knowledge, predating the existence of the Milky Way galaxy. While the precursors had undoubtedly mastered the domain and sheltered it within their neural physics-based technology, there is sufficient evidence to suggest that even they merely discovered it. Legend states that the Forerunners were shown how to use the domain by the primordial precursor intelligence known as Abaddon. This repository, existing outside of normal space-time, was accessed by the Forerunner ecumen using gateways known as lithos, and with this access, the domain became the beating heart of their empire, a limitless informational archive that allowed instantaneous supraluminal communication across the galaxy, as well as access to endless stores of knowledge passed down by generation upon generation of Forerunners and precursors alike. Additionally, the domain would contain essences of previous visitors, allowing their memories and personality imprints to be permanently archived within the repository, allowing preservation of history on a scale unattainable anywhere else. The domain is virtually limitless and seemingly as large as the universe itself, ever expanding and its border forever unreachable. It is both a physical and non-local plane of reality, able to be visited but not existing in any one place within the galaxy itself. Such is the enormity and sanctity of the domain that a rate of Forerunners, called haruspices, dedicated their lives to studying and observing the domain, acting as its librarians and caretakers. So advanced is the domain, is that it appears to be able to even cure rampancy, as was the case when the rampant Cortana accessed the domain in 2557 CE, following her first death. The activation of the Halo array had the unforeseen consequences of dealing catastrophic damage to the Milky Way segment of the domain. This action was foreseen by the Flood, however, who viewed it as their final act of spite against the Forerunners. However, through the actions of a small cadre of surviving Forerunners, an artifact known as the Deadbolt Key would be used to restore the domain, beginning a 100,000-year healing process which is still ongoing to this day. In late 2558 CE, the domain briefly became the seat of Cortana's new created empire, until her redemption thanks to the help of the Ur-Didact's essence just over a year later. To ensure no one could ever misuse the domain ever again, it was indefinitely sealed off from the physical world by the Ur-Didact. Today the domain is tended to like a garden by the newly freed essences of the domain. For now, it is sealed off to the physical world and no longer accessible, but nothing is forever, and the domain is ever changing.